All right. Well,
Okay,
welcome
we're
back to the
losing
channel.
light. We're losing light.
Ah.
I know that's according to the New Age world, that is a scarcity mindset, but I know it'll be back tomorrow.
But when it comes to
However,
shooting something, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I want to get right to it and then we'll take a station identification because normally I start with like a whole like rant about all the cool stuff that I'm doing, but I
Hmm.
just want everyone to know been doing a lot of cool stuff. So anyways, Scott,
Yeah.
what month are we going into? Because normally I ask what month are we coming from, and then you go off on this stuff and I get confused. So I just want to know what month are we going in on, and that's when I'll do the titles. What
Tomorrow
month are
is
we?
the ninth. Tomorrow is the ninth moon. It is the ninth moon of the year, which is a dog moon.
I'm already okay. It's a dog moon. Yeah, ninth moon. It's a dog moon. What's the element?
So the ninth moon is always the dog moon, and in this particular case, it's a wood dog moon.
Can I already ask a question?
Yeah.
Dogs don't do good in dragon. So is how is a dog moon in a dragon year?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it can do well under a very specific kind of circumstance, and that has to do with the fact that both the wood dog is also a wood dragon, so along the elements match. So there is a pathway for there to be a sense of harmony, but it's a little bit more of a conversation, because Chinese astrology, at least the calendrical system of the Tongshu, is not about like God's will coming down and telling you what to do. And even more, and that's even more the case when it comes to talking about the ninth moon or any of the autumn moons in general, like the seventh, eighth, and ninth moon. But the ninth moon itself is a transitional moon because
Hmm.
this is where Earth appears. Okay. So Earth appears because there's no Earth season, right? Or Earth is constant underneath all the transitions of the seasons. So the ninth moon is where Earth appears to shepherd the autumn into winter.
Okay.
So that's where we're going. So you could say like the ninth moon is like writings on the wall. So I think that if you're following the season, you will find the nourishment. You will find what is inspiring, actually, because we're dealing with a wood dog in a wood dragon moon or year. Sorry, wood dragon. Sorry, wood dog moon in a wood dragon year. So we are dealing with a lot of like recovering inspiration. But you have to be really following the season. If you get inspired and then think you have to do something about it right now, then you're bound to get off track because nobody's going to be on the same page as you. Yeah,
As a dragon, I am surrounded by more dogs than I think anything.
sure. Yeah.
And I feel that I'm shouting out to all my dragons out there. Dogs are our mirrors, and they teach me to that no one sweats the small stuff like a dog.
Like a dog. Yeah.
And so they teach me about all the small stuff that we sweat, and they teach me that small stuff can be kind of important to some
There
people, and to leave it
to
up to them to do it.
Yeah, to dragons, dogs are needy. And that's basically how
Not the
dragons see
dragons. Dogs are
dogs.
needy, dude. Dogs
Dogs
are
are needy.
dogs are needy. Yeah, yeah.
Well, like that neediness it's not I don't mean that pejoratively. I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean that from a dragon standpoint, like like dogs sweat
Yeah.
the small shit. Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
and but that's what I mean. It's like I don't think the group of little girls that I taught. That I've known them all now.
Yeah.
They're some of them are in college. They all of them were dogs except for the little fire.
No way.
The
That's
little rat.
awesome.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and and that's what they taught me. They taught me what's important to other people, and it actually helped me. If the day I got rid of the neediness and actually cared about them and was actually like listening to them and was actually like hearing what was on their mind and the things that would when they were young would spiral them into tears and anger and rage. But then older, they just taught me to like care about people and the smaller things and let them do little things. And they taught me how to care. They taught me how to accept like these little things that might come off needy or might come off like
Right.
not
Right.
important,
Right.
but they taught me to
Right.
accept it because they were these awesome young people. So yeah, it taught me a
Well,
lot.
the interesting thing about like any of the what are called the diametrics, because we're talking about what we're talking about in a dragon and a dog and this mirroring that you're speaking
Mhm.
to is this kind of diametric phenomenon. And this is a phenomenon of time, right? So a dragon is representative of dawn, where you're about to like get a move on and get active throughout the day and start manifesting. And then the dog is representative of the evening time when you're winding down and settling in at home. So it's an expression of time. So there's a kind of inverse thing. And so there are always lessons in the diametric. And there's a lot of cycles in the cosmology of the Tong Shu and a lot of diametrics that you can track that then mirror each other in a lot of different ways, like the 28 lunar cycles, etc. But like it is to say that dragons are immensely powerful, and it's often said that dragons need to find their place and learn how to give in order to really actually realize and manifest the power that they actually have. And dogs naturally do that, so they do kind of like offer that to dragons.
So yeah, so what I was going to say is, I guess conversely to, so if dragons think dogs are needy, I would say dogs oftentimes think dragons are just complete sociopaths.
Oh, and completely out of touch.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
they're
yeah. Yep.
that dragons don't care,
Yeah,
they're very aloof, which all of this is true,
it's true.
like
Totally true. Yeah, don't care.
completely
Yeah.
true. Like dogs are, dragons from a dog standpoint aren't engaged in the meaningful things of life.
Mhm.
So there could be, to the extent that we are continuing the vibe of a wood dragon, which is, creation and invention, and we're not like if we haven't been pulling inward in the seventh and eighth moons, then the ninth moon will be rocky, because the ninth moon is the meaningfulness of the ninth moon is predicated on the previous two moons of autumn, because that autumn is basically the fuel for the transition into winter, right? So it's all a sequence, that's not really supposed to be taken out of context. So if you've been doing this kind of work of gathering inward this sense of harvest, and again, harvest isn't everything that we've accomplished, it's everything we've done, right? So all the things that we've done throughout the year, and like getting a sense of what we no longer need and what we want to store and what do we want to take with us. This idea of what we want to take with us kind of really sinks in deep when you hit the ninth moon, because essentially the theme of the ninth moon is going back to your roots. It's the leaves falling off the tree, and all of the sap or the chi of the tree is going into the roots to conserve itself and preserve itself for the winter. So it's no more, we're no longer moving outward, Matt.
This is a great time. Now I'm going to tell people about the cool thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Guys, sign up for the workshop that we're doing. Speaking of going back to the roots, because me basically Yama system is bridging the Wudong and Shaolin systems, and then we're going to a Taoist center, and then we're bringing in a great acupuncturist, John Coco, and Alex Fang, and we are bridging 5 communities together to go back to the roots of Qigong.
We're really excited about sharing this with you, and you're not just going to a Qigong workshop. It's 3 teachers for 3 days, and we're bridging the 3 communities of Wudong, Shaolin, and the Silk Road. But we're also blending the community of Alex Fang's Taoist Center and Coco Wellness, the great acupuncturist. David and I initially came together and had this breakthrough idea to create the 8-piece when we performed for Alex Fang's 50th anniversary. We wanted to do something iconic for his 50th anniversary, and we were gonna do the 8-piece brocade. But then we said, no way, we know so many ways to put this work into action, all the way from fighting arts, all the way up to healing arts. So we decided to only do the most iconic one we could think of, which was drawing the bow. And David Way and myself, we got on stage, and for 10 minutes, we just performed drawing the bow as many ways as we could, showing it from movement, showing it from structural, showing it from meditation, showing it as a fighting art, and then ending giving each other massage using just drawing the bow. And then we were like, why are we not sharing this lens? And why are we not bringing in one of our other favorite people, which is Sheldon, who will constantly blow your mind with how to actually balance your yin and yang and take these principles and integrate your energetics.
Say you're trying to hit me with a blade of your palm. Okay. Right? So you see this?
Yeah.
Right? But you drop that thumb. Now you have that energy going towards me.
Whoa, and moves you. Yeah.
Yeah. You put that thumb up. And then so the eyes have a lot to do with pretty much anything that we do, because the eyes project energy and receive energy. But truth of the matter is, everything sends and receives energy. And so that's why when they do those strikes, it's like this, really sharp stare.
Okay.
And then you're going.
Yeah.
Close your eyes. You're going. Soft in the middle, which basically we're making the eyes Wu-Ji. And then
And that's where this was born. And we're like, okay, so we're gonna start this with a workshop. And that's what you're signing up for. Again, day one, we have dinner, then we go to John Coco's, and then we have tea, and we get on the same page. Day two, Alex Fangs. Day three, Alex Fangs. That's how it works. And by the end of this, not only are you gonna know the 8-piece brocade, but you're gonna have integrated it, and you're gonna, this is special. There's nothing like this, because a lot of times these communities, they never mix. We've been isolating ourselves too long, and art dies if it's isolated, but I don't like that. I'm an artist. Mixed communities. It's all about diversity and sharing.
And it is the 11th through the 13th. We're almost sold out, so get in there. The www.the8piece.com, and it's THEEIGHTPIECE.
Nice. That's awesome. That you spelled all of that. That was awesome.
Well, you kind of have to, because it's like now, you never know. It could be like, if I was a rap, it'd be DA the number 8.
Yeah, totally.
Then PIEC3. And I am back in the Bay Area, so you guys need to book up. I'm already almost booked up for 30 days straight. People, I have a couple things that are opening up. I haven't even been able to put my calendar up. It's happened really fast, and
people want you back, brother.
I want to be back. Last time I was in town, it was to film the 8-piece, right? We brought in Heath Orchard, and now we're filming weekly Yama workouts, and then we're doing the journaling is becoming a even bigger program called 636 Mindset and 636 Journaling, and we're filming that. I'm actually trying to film it right now in the Tom Waits room up here in North County, where Tom Waits did like Bone Machine and Mule Variations. It's like this cornfield room. It's like this recording studio where they painted the inside like a cornfield. And I'm trying to get that room right now to where I can film my favorite writing class in one of the rooms that was designed for one of my favorite all-time writers. Shout out to Tom Waits. Lots going on. I'm really stoked about everything.
You should do something fun. Yes, man.
May I suggest this season bringing Stomping the Yard back? Yeah.
So the resourceful characters, the rat, the monkey, and the dragon. The dragons are. I'm not really worried about dragons this moon. I think that this particular moon, in any dog moon, but remember, like, wood dog's pretty lightweight. So it's like, think puppy. It's like puppy. So even if a puppy, like, meaning that even if people that get needy on you, it's usually kind of cute, like it's not as annoying as it might be in other times, which is the only thing that I would say for dragons in this particular moon is, watch your social circles, like, keep it, don't get off track, like kind of keep it focused, let people come to you, don't advertise.
So come to this workshop this week, everybody, and I will have.
You already have enough
momentum.
Right? No, you already have enough momentum in it. It's just to say, like, there will be a lot of joyfulness in it as long as you're not like outside your normal boundaries. Because again, dog is all about boundaries. They're very much about boundaries. And there's nothing that precludes a dragon for participating in that. Like if a dragon wants to get, ballistic or belligerent on something, then they're just going to be isolated, and that's not really going to bother them either.
Mhm.
So, but I would say that the only kind of annoyance that dragons might have in a dog moon would just be from other people, just like maybe asking too much of them, so they should take some downtime to disappear, which is not anything that they're very capable of doing that. Yeah.
I wish, I don't drink, but I would love to make a drinking game out of how many times you tell people to nap and disappear.
Nap and disappear. Well,
Yeah,
dragons
we'd
are
all
very
get
good at that.
wasted.
Um, yeah, well, I think it's because we're doing approximately 40% too much. I mean, or more.
Oh, yeah. The
Yeah.
best gift that I've ever given myself was stop and be single-minded.
Hmm.
Even though it sounds like I do a lot, it's right there and is the
It's just
best gift
one
that
and then
it's the
done. And then
yeah,
done.
yeah, and it's like, and I just move on, and it's not anything more than it's like I'm one person, and now I have a team, but it was because I'm single-minded, and I can actually contribute something other than a bunch of random half-ass skills that I'm just throwing everything at. It's like I'm running around spinning a bunch of plates. It's like, how do you
Yeah.
join that team? How do you join that? Like, so it's
Yeah.
been really nice. Yeah.
So that particular what is it that's the advice that I would actually offer to the rat and the monkey is
Mhm.
to be single-minded,
Mhm.
like to be one thing at a time. The rat's not doesn't have a problem with that, but they may need to adjust to that, considering the level of detail that's come from the summer. They might not have given up their multitasking tendencies, so
Mhm.
this would be a nice and similar with the monkey as well as tiger and
Okay.
horse to simplify and go one step at a time for sure
Okay.
in the dog, because we're going back to essential priorities, right? We're coming back to our roots. Who goes back to the roots? Who does that well? And I would say the domestics do that very well. The dog naturally does that very well.
Mhm.
But your rabbit, your goat, and your pig, they go back to roots very well. Like, because we should, less wide open socializing, more into like familiar faces, family, close friends, like keep your circles tight. Um, so that's for rabbits, goats, and pigs. They should definitely do that. They should
Okay.
definitely be very narrow. And then lastly, the ox, the snake, and the rooster. Really, they're very fixed and single-minded. So I don't necessarily see any inability for them to comply with the situation, especially if they have families. It's just a really kind of draw down and simplify. The ox, the snake, and the rooster might just be too ambitious, and
Mhm.
that would be the thing that would trip them up. So any of the 12 animals that have ambition, that still have ambition, it's going to be problematic, for them. Even if they succeed, they're putting stress on not only themselves, but they're putting stress on their alliances, right? They're at, because you can't do it alone. This you can't do anything alone this moon. So we'll be asking more from our people, if we stay ambitious. And
Mhm.
Ox might not be aware that they're asking more from the people that they need. And snakes and roosters can kind of get single-minded as well. So we don't want to let single-mindedness take us into a place where we're like not paying attention to the state of the people we rely on. So we should be sensitive to the people around us. Are they depleted? Do they need to hydrate? Like
Mhm.
all those kinds of considerations and levels of perceptiveness and sensitivity that speaks to this, shared space, when we're all going into the depth of feeling of seeing one another, and holding space for each other, not in some kind of psychobabble way, but just sitting with each other. just presence, just presence. Don't need to fix anything. It's just about being around one another and being considerate.
Nice. Well, I'm losing light here, as you can see.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So
thank God the sun's going down.
yeah, everyone go on the yamasystem.com.
Yeah, it's gonna be super fun. I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah,
I'm really looking
and then
forward to it. And I know
yeah.
it's been developed for a long time.
Well, the Yama system is gunning all types of
Mhm.
new things and have a new
Mhm.
partner with that. Heath
Mm.
Orchard, the great cinematographer, is my kind of partnering up. So that's getting bigger. The 8piece, TheEightPiece.com. Do www because something's weird with our server right now. So put that there. Go there. Whether you can make it, whether you can get into this workshop, we're actually going to try to do. I mean, this is like a whole new thing, and we're training teachers and all this other stuff out of it. And just go on there, watch the videos, and after this, we're launching a course, and then we're launching teacher trainings within the year, so within like 2024. So it's all coming up, but do all those things, and then holidays are coming in. A great gift idea, other than all the stuff I just mentioned, is get a reading from Scott, and everyone loves a reading from Scott.
You can book for spring. Like I've only got a couple of openings left, and then after that, I'm waiting till spring.
And everyone comment below on how stoked you are at how perfectly matched to the background Scott is from his shirt. You're just like this floating
I'm just
head.
a floating head.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. Thanks a lot. I'll call you in a second.
Thank you, brother. All right, bye.